gets underway as it's controlled by the Chicago Bulls.
Dennis Rodman still getting his shoe wear together as the game starts.
Harper saw the opening. And back comes Nick Anderson. Anderson.
Well, this is the game plan, Mark. First of all, set an emotional tone, then a defensive tone, and with that defense, get out and run. But the Magic will have to be careful. They are shorthanded.
Nick Anderson only 3 of 18 from the field the first 2 games. Michael Jordan rebounded by Shaquille O'Neal. And one of the major factors over the first 2 games, the Bulls have just crushed the Magic off the boards. Hardaway came up short. Rodman pitching out for Harper. Here's Pippen. Bulls in the open floor, and Harper able to hit on the layup.
Transition defense by the Magic that time absolutely awful. Penny Hardaway took the shot from the left baseline and now complaining to referee Eddie Rush. I'm not going to tell you which one. The one underneath the basket.
Very safe.
Then he got hit on the shot, but he's still got to run back.
Open 3-point attack for Hardaway. The Magic with a 5-2 lead. Penny Hardaway, who had the terrific game last Sunday, 38 points to lead the way in scoring, and then came up with the heavy legs, as Jim Gray described in game 2. Longley brings the Bulls within 1.
Well, a surprise starter of sorts, John Koncak, who started game 2 and really didn't think he was going to be able to play. Took a shot in that knee yesterday, a medical shot, and now warming up. Brian Hill thinks he can get more. Nice drive, Penny Hardaway.
The Magic 7 and the Bulls 4. And it comes back to Orlando.
Well, after that ball went through the net, Dennis Rodman, in his haste to get the ball inbounds and set the Chicago Bulls running, obviously had not stepped all the way out of bounds.
Mentioned John Koncak. This is his second playoff start. Made 35 starts in the regular season. He was the starter at center when Shaquille O'Neal was injured earlier in the year. Won't count the foul before the shot attempt. Shaquille, with a power move to the hoop, was hammered by Luke Longley.
This has been a familiar scene in the first 2 games, and now here with Shaquille going one-on-one against Luke Longley, he really put the Bulls in a hole in game 2 by picking up 2 quick fouls, as did Dennis Rodman in game 2. That was a big part of Orlando getting off to that great first half.
Single covers now. Pippen is over to help, and O'Neal is able to explode. Shaquille O'Neal all fired up here at the start, and the Magic leading 9-4. Rodman, who has been looking offensive, goes to the outside shot. Pippen posting up Scott. Koncak over to help. Longley. Good back tap by Luke Longley. Hardaway in the face of Jordan. And the Bulls turn it over again.
When Shaquille O'Neal gets the ball deep on that left block, he starts to make that move and puts that left shoulder and body and just knocks Longley out of there. Does a nice job with his footwork to step in.
Dennis Scott with an air ball on that 3-point attempt, and Dennis Rodman not able to handle it. Dennis Scott is now 1 for 8 from downtown. But this is exactly the kind of start that Brian Hill wanted. The crowd is into it. The Orlando Magic all hyped up. O'Neal got to stop the dribble. And the shot clock is down to 4. Hardaway for 3. And back comes Jordan. Rodman delivers to Harper, and he's fouled. Fouled by Koncak.
And it'll be a flagrant foul, too. A hard, what used to be called a playoff foul, but John Koncak not really making a play on the ball there, making sure that Ron Harper did not lay that ball up, and coming hard across the arms and neck area of Ron Harper. A flagrant foul call, a flagrant 1. And it'll be 2 free throws for Ron Harper and possession of the basketball.
Harper, who has really lifted it during the course of the playoffs, played so well in the series against the Knicks in his 10th NBA season out of Miami of Ohio. And he did it, of course, defensively in that opening series against Miami against Tim Hardaway, who you may recall opened up with that incredible first half in game 1 and then was quieted by Harper. Pippen going to a series of crossover moves. Jordan for 3. So Michael Jordan with his first field goal, and it's the Magic 9, the Bulls 8.
Very aggressive, active defense on the part of the Magic. In fact, when Jordan got the ball in the post, 2 players came in to make it a triple team, but a little bit of overreaction on the part of the defense by Orlando. That's what left Michael open for that 3.
And O'Neal lost it on the double team. Harper, Rodman with the tip. Hardaway lost it, stripped by Jordan. Oh, beautiful move by Jordan to hit. A show the ball fake right at John Koncak, who went for it.
And the Chicago bench really enjoying it. Everybody smiling, laughing. I think they all look for the ball to go towards the basket.
So Michael with sleight of hand here to give the Bulls a 1-point lead. Hardaway drew the blocking foul on Pippen.
Well, in the Magic's effort to get out and run here, Penny Hardaway not really aware of where anybody in a red shirt was, and there the show.
Whoa.
And both John Koncak and Penny Hardaway froze on the play, and that left Michael all alone.
6-0 run by the Bulls. 7:20 remaining in this opening quarter. O'Neal. The tip will not count. A loose ball foul called on Orlando. That's number 2, picked up by Koncak.
A little different strategy on the part of the Magic. Koncak has spent a lot of time in and around the basket at the offensive end, where normally he would be up above the tip of the key to try to take Rodman away. But his feeling right now is he can make Rodman work there. He just clearly pushed Rodman out of the way for his second personal foul.
Longly played by Koncak. Rodman is dealing with O'Neal. An 8-0 run by the Bulls. It is Chicago 12 and Orlando 9. Nice lead. Hardaway for Anderson. Bulls by 1.
Well, this is how both Dennis Scott and Nick Anderson can get more involved offensively. In transition, just grab a box, take it before Shaq can get down there and look for that quick post-up opportunity.
Scottie Pippen with the room. Hopper able to get back to cut off Hardaway. Then Hardaway with a second move off the dribble, but was stripped. And last touched by Hardaway. Now timeout is called with 6:15 remaining. In the first quarter, it's the Bulls with a 12-11 lead. Nice lead for Anderson. So Nick with 2 field goals, both off driving moves. 1-point Chicago lead. We'll be right back.
At this time in the season, but a wounded dog is a dangerous dog. I don't think we sit here and worry about them being wounded, because if you worry about it, next thing you know, they're gonna sneak up and bite you. So I think it's very important that we stick to our game plan. They're going through some bad situations, but sometimes teams rally around those situations and come out and play better. So we have to work with our eyes wide open.
And Michael telling us before the game, very well aware of how the Magic would come out to start this game and try to get the crowd involved. And he said how important it was for the Bulls to withstand that emotional charge.
And this crowd has certainly been involved here at the start. We have 5:40 remaining in the first quarter. Anderson for 3. Nick Anderson looking for that shot from downtown. And the Magic up 14-12. Nick Anderson, 1 of 11 from 3-point range over the first 2 games. Luke Longley going too strong. Nick Anderson has hit all 3 of his shot attempts in this first quarter, and leads the way with 7. Now single coverage on Shaquille. Goes at Longley. Rebound handled by Rodman. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Rodman. Dennis Rodman with his first field goal. For the 3rd straight playoff game. Looking back at game 2 on Tuesday night, Dennis Rodman's scoring increased. 6 of 8, 15 points, along with 12 rebounds. In fact, the first 2 games, he outscored Dennis Scott and Nick Anderson combined. Game is tied at 14. Shaquille. Does Rodman came over to help. What a play.
Well, the Bulls have been mixing it up defensively as far as coming down and double teaming Shaquille O'Neal. For the most part, they're letting him go on one. But once he puts that second dribble down, if somebody can get there, and it's usually from the top, then they will get there. And they've knocked a couple balls loose, but Dennis Rodman gambled that time coming from underneath the basket.
Just a second on the shot clock, and Joe Wolf blocked again. This time, well, it was Rodman once again with the blocked shot. Joe Wolf replacing John Koncak. Joe Wolf, it was thought, would be the starter here this afternoon with Koncak out of action because of the knee problem. Now Wolf is on the floor, and he's guarding Longley. Longley stopped by O'Neal. Harper going blank. And Rodman with the rebound. And Harper's hurt. Harper down. 22nd timeout is taken by the Bulls. And Chicago trainer Chip Schaefer out to check on Ron Harper.
Well, when Ron Harper went up for that jump shot, he had a wide open look, but as he came down, looked like he came down very funny on this, and really can't tell what happened yet, but definitely getting hit in the stomach area. Ron Harper trying to improve his position to get off a little jump shot, and as he comes down, Shaquille O'Neal belatedly challenges, and when he turns, the rear end of Shaquille O'Neal right into the midsection of Ron Harper, who went down and begged for that 20 immediately.
All right, for more on the injury status of Ron Harper, let's check in with Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad?
All right, Marv, that is exactly what happened. He got the wind knocked out of him, but he's sitting out of the game right now because this is normally the time that he would take a blow right now. He's not injured. He is available to play, but that's what happened. He had the wind knocked out of him. Marv?
All right, Ahmad, Tony Kukoc has checked in, replacing Ron Harper. Orlando Magic fans with vivid memories of several games that Kukoc had against them during the regular season, but on his first foray, he's stripped. The game tied at 14 with 3.5 remaining in this first quarter. Scott trying to get it back to Hardaway. Shaquille O'Neal. Well, he had the move, had the shot, but could not put it down. Joe Wolf upset that he took a hit from Dennis Rodman and was appealing for a call as play continued. Scottie Pippen is sent flying by Shaquille O'Neal.
And Luke Longley talking to the officials about what happened to him at the other end as Shaquille made that strong move into the lane, and Luke felt he got wiped out on that particular play and immediately turned to the referees and saying, hey, when is that a charge? Scottie Pippen has really been struggling from the free throw line as well as his jump shot, but a little bit out of control here, making sure he at least gets fouled on the play, and as he goes down on the floor holding his left wrist.
Bulls 16 and the Magic 14, and here is pressure for the first time by Chicago. They suffocated the Magic in the second half on Tuesday night, coming back from the 18-point deficit. Hardaway. Oh, beautiful move by Penny Hardaway.
Well, because of the backcourt trap, the Bulls never really got any kind of matchup that they liked, and Dennis Rodman very uncomfortable.